Why, hello there, fellow miners. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge. Episode 21, Excavating More Bedroom Chambers. A friendly visit from a merchant. Not coming alone. Got it. Well, I have a lot of crops that I could sell. So that might be a good thing. Alright, so some of this construction tasks, let's figure out what's going on. Radlock, you are probably cooking. Raveno, your research... No, Raveno should be constructing. Red Mist, you are researching. So it's more just like Glitch and Raveno are the constructors now. I don't know what they're doing, but I know it's not what I want them to be doing. So I might start micromanaging it if they don't get their act together. We'll see. Alright, Mr. Day Sleeper, are you still the best trader? Baking Pastry has a speech of 11. Yeah, you have a speech of 18. I mean, you have a passion in it, and I've been doing all of it with you, so stands to reason. Alright, let's trade. Any trouble on travels? So I'm going to ask about a bandit camp. So if we take a look at the region map, there will be a temporary site here of the bandit camp, which we can go, like, send a caravan to and raid. I'm not really eager to attack, like, 15 archers. Like, I'm not suicidal, so I'm not doing that. I'm just letting you know that, like, that is something that you can do now in version 1.0. Okie dokie. Well, I would super love to acquire all their coin. So let's see what we can sell them. Animal feed, because I'm not using it. Oh, wow. I just sell them some beets. Apparently the beets are worth a whole lot. My goodness. All right, let's abuse that more, because, yeah. Is there anything I want to buy from you? I could straight up buy handbooks, but, like, healing kits? Let's buy all their healing kits. That's a lot of money's worth of healing kits, and that will be pretty good trade. Well, let's see. What else? Simple healing kits too, if I can. Sturdy summer clothing. I don't want to buy that. Okay. So sell willow sapling. Sell oak saplings. We didn't sow it, but like whatever. Maple saplings. I don't want to fill up all their carry weight with hay grass, so I'm going to be careful about that. And we can part with like a lot of our vegetables that I really do not think we are going to be able to consume this winter. Sell some flaxseed too. I have the most ridiculous amount of flaxseed, and a huge part of this is like our stockroom underground is like straight up full of stuff. I mean, I don't have space for more stuff, so this helps a lot. All right, so we're almost broken even here. There. Accept. So I acquire a bunch of coin and healing kits, and they acquire a bunch of the stuff that it comes from my root cellar. Mercantile Renown's gone up. Our Mercantile Renown is now 55. Oh god, it's really climbing too high. I should be careful about what I sell from now on, because we're getting too good at this. Alright, research available. Here we go. Ornate. Bookshelf. Stellar. I'm still waiting on the roof to be built. And as soon as that roof is built, I'll start to set up the ornate bookshelf so that it becomes a lovely library. In time. Do I really have no meat? There is no adult, so I'd need a group. I would need to hunt something annoying to hunt. That's whatever. What is going on with them not building? We'll figure that out tomorrow morning if they don't, like, automatically do it. Because all the other construction tasks, as far as I'm concerned, except for the soil placing ones, which I don't even have the soil for, have been done. So there's not a really good reason for them not to construct at this point. If you're wondering why I don't want my renown to climb, I'll read it to you. Defeating enemies in combat will having a top level sergeant arms will spread your military around the region. Reaching 100% military renown will allow you to prove your might by eradicating the centers of bandits of power in the region, deeming you protector of the realm. Likewise, in the mercantile renown, at 100%, you can charter a fair in your region. Essentially, as your renown goes up, the threats to your colony go up. So raising our renown makes the game more difficult, would be the TLDR. So it's not that, like, I'm going to be forced to do the fair or eradicating bandit camps or anything like that. It's that I am only making the game more difficult for myself. And for what? Me selling some beets and cabbages somehow makes me a fantastic merchant? I mean, it's a little overtuned, if you ask me. You know, I sold some cabbages and beets, and they were like, "Oh my god, you're amazing!" It's like, yeah, no, it's not, guys. Okay, I am going to be watching our builders. The reason why I'm not like well, okay, some of this is urgent hauling, but the reason I'm not like micromanage clicking is I want to figure out why they aren't doing it on their own, not that I want to directly control their orders, if that makes sense. So like I'd rather figure out why Ravenel is not building. I think in this case, it might just be that we don't... Oh, stability. Oh, it is a stability problem. I didn't think it was. Okay, that's fine. That is fixable. So the two tiles that I want stable... Let's see here. So like the arch I had here was a problem because it runs in the middle. And then these arches... So I think what I'll do is move the bookcases over one. And that explains why they weren't working on it, because they, like, literally couldn't. I'll move the bookcases over one and then build side arches. Now the side arches, I don't know what kind of stability... They should have high stability because they've got an arch beneath them. So it's probably fine. Look at all the clay diggers. I'm glad I figured that out. And really soon, we'll have a much more cleaned out stock room. There we go. or something. I don't know what happened there. It's like collapsed. Come on, builders. Do it! Do it! We're not in the library yet, but it's so close. Alright, now why is this not a library now? It might be for the lack of doors, perhaps? So I'm not really sure anything is missing at this point. I've got all of the requirements and the bookshelves and the lectern. So I'm guessing it's a door thing. No, it's this is the requirements here. Light is not one of them. I think what I'll do. Okay, I'm. If you're not sure why, I don't. You keep mentioning requirements that aren't requirements. Not to be rude, but it's not helpful to be making up game mechanics. To put it bluntly. What next research to get? So we did end up getting the library structures too, which gives us the bookshelves. So here is the new list. Interesting, it wasn't a, I'll try one more thing. So I'm just like throwing random doors in to see if it's a lack of door thing. Generally, floor to floor, it will insulate itself from the requirement, but trial and error, we'll see. Because I know I don't have a wall here by the staircase. I'm obviously aware of that. So there's the poll for next research. Alright, for clay, because clay is going to be a really needed resource that hopefully... Okay, it does look like we have lots and lots and lots of clay. That's good. I'm going to expand this stockpile a little bit too. So in the morning, once we get those... Oh, they're doing it now at 9 p.m. Yeah, I'm thinking that it was just not a physically separated Great Hall to library or something like that. So these aren't doors I'm necessarily going to keep. I'll just slightly redesign things if that is indeed the case. So I'm thinking that it's the lack of wall here along the ascending stairs. Which is kind of funny because eventually I'm going to want... So I think what I'll do... is... put arches opposite the original two arches. And then put a roof on this thing to enclose it. To fulfill the requirement, and then add floors as needed. I think that will be my approach. Doesn't a room need a roof to be considered a room? I mean, it has one, though. It has a roof just as much as this was a room, too, right? Because this was a chamber, even with a partial roof. Alright, furniture 2. Nicer beds. Got it. Pole's not over, but that seems to be the winning option so far. And honey production is going to halt for the season because, yeah, the bees are hibernating now. Plus, I have no crops. So now the Great Hall, yep, has a correct footprint. And we might need to adjust the staircase to fix the footprint of the library, but I'm not going to do that right now. Oh, what the heck happened here? Oh, because that's where the doors were, yeah. Those doors take up a floor spot. How'd you get up here, Raveno? Did you fly? Oh, no, you could go diagonal. All right, get those filled in. And then here, roof it all up. 100% roof. All right, Furniture 2 it is. I'll queue up the books for that. So Furniture 2 gives us quality beds made with linen, not just hay, armor racks, candelabra, candle sconces, and chests made of wood. And the research for that is 3020. Done. Hostile animals. Aggressive dogs. They're kind of close to where we're mining clay. So it's definitely a little bit of a worry. Although I think they're just going to be attacking boar and getting gored to death. Yep, alright. It was indeed that research project. Cool. How are you idle? You have mining tasks. You literally, like, can't be idle? Because there's mining to be done? Oh, did we? No. We can valid path here. Man, that's a lot of clay. Fantastic. Oh, it's a library now. Well, you look at that. It's funny because I'm not even done building it. I'm not really sure what triggered it to be a library. I think the covering up of those two tiles. So maybe it was these graded platforms as the issue. I'm not entirely sure. But in either case, it's a library officially. So, ultimately, problem kind of solved. And I'm going to get rid of those two grates. So we just have like a hole between the two libraries. So if I open up the room overlay, I don't think that the second floor is acting as if it's a library still, but this is obviously a library. What I wanted to do is I wanted to have it span multiple floors so that the impressiveness carried over from multiple floors. That was the main concern. I might need to tinker with that. But let's get bookshelves in. And I'm just going to leave the corners empty because, like, trying to use that dead space is going to be really difficult. Chests are indeed pretty similar to shelves, yes. So each one of these is wood and iron ingots. I think we have plenty of iron ingots. Yep, alright, we have plenty. We have enough for like 25 shelves or something. Okay, good. The whatever change I just made, the library is now spanning multiple floors, right? The second floor is also now a library. I have no idea what changed, but the good news is, and that's what I really wanted, was obviously if it's a tower library, if each individual floor was physically separated, it would be ultimately an issue, because the impressiveness of the library wouldn't actually go up as I added floors. It would just be like extra storage. Oh, did you get ripped up by a dog? You did, I think. I was not very careful about the wild animal, the ferocious animals. There's really only one left? No, there's more than one. There's 3. Got it. But they're leaving the area. Unfortunately, Quantum flew a little too close to the sun there. Or to the dogs. And got chewed up. Best doctor. Bordrake is already tending wounds. Perfect. Tried eating the wrong person. Alright, he's going to be convalescing. And we do have a brazier in here now, which I'll do intensity high, even though we'll whip through fuel. And I'll put this one as high as well. Keep people nice and warm. And I'm going to burn sticks. We have a lot of sticks still. Alright, bookcase is going in. So these can store textbooks and influential teachresses. I'm putting these in first because they're going to add a significant amount of beauty to the library. And then I'll put in the general book storage. The, like, wall bookshelves and the standing bookshelves. Because I know we're not necessarily going to fill these up with stuff, at least not yet. But beauty in the room is going to be a big deal, too. So we're, you know, they add significant aesthetic value. And that matters. All right. And then on the bottom floor, I didn't want to fill it with, like, bookcases just yet. I mean, we have the wall ones in order to meet the minimum requirements for the room. Okay. And these things have a very high priority, so we should start moving the books in there, freeing up space in our general stockpile, which is going to be big, because this general stockpile is super full. So it's not to say that this is like the most storage efficient room. That wasn't the in the game plan regardless. The other thing I could do is, instead of fences, I'm gonna see what bookshelves as walls look like. It might look stupid, and I might have it go back, because I kind of like the elegance of this, and I don't care about the efficiency. That's not my main concern. And then these corner pieces I'll just like paste in. I don't hate it. It's hard to tell exactly what it'll look like once it's done, but it's not hideous. And almost all of the books are now removed from general stockpile, which is a pretty significant boon. It's a lot of space saved as a result. Is that, they're all built? Yep, they're all built. Sweet. That's a pretty cool looking floor right there. A tower of knowledge. So, holding an event. Let's talk about this. The study group is where librarians bookmark manuscripts and prepares and welcomes settlers for reading and hopefully lively discussion. The current quality is appalling, so it's not something we're going to necessarily want to trigger right now because we don't have textbooks. And we're going to need to start trading for textbooks. They haven't been really high on the purchase amount. But we should also consider adding a librarian role. I don't intend to have a lot of people hold a lot of roles, but in this case, it makes a lot of sense for Red Mist to hold said librarian role. So they will not be able to do unskilled labor. And they do require their own private chamber. Instead of neglecting or changing someone else's private chambers over, what I'm going to do is build 2 more private chambers. And that Red Mist can hold one of them. I think that's fair. So let's go ahead and excavate. Two additional private chambers here. And that will also allow us to landfill in more of the farm field so that come springtime, when we're able to sow crops, we'll have a lot more space. Not that I feel like we need more food, but if we did. Because at some point it might make sense for us to incorporate herbs into our food once we, I think, what's our highest botanist now? 20, 25? Yeah, now that we have a 32 and a 25 botanist, we can include herbs for lavish meals, because up until now, we just didn't have anyone that could plant herbs, because it requires a botany of 25, but I think this year we leveled up high enough for that, meaning that we can improve the quality of the food that we have, which is nice. Research. The other thing we could do is to incorporate the nicer beds in all the bedrooms, all the private chambers, and then potentially, once we have the skeps working, sconces too, like candle sconces. We'll see. Time will tell on that one. I'm not 100% sure if that's a route I'm going, but we could. So yeah, it's not a high tower, but it is a tower already, which is cool. Cheers. So a lot of the coins that I've been amassing, one of the plans for them, and I haven't been doing it up until now, but I should have, is to buy the special textbooks as they arrive. The other thing I'm curious about is if I destroy these 2 wooden doors down here, will the library remain a library? Because if it doesn't, I'll have to rework the staircases. And if it does remain a library, then I like it better open. So we'll make that quick change too. So is this still a library? It is. I don't know what was going on before, but it doesn't really matter. It's fine. Come on. Put the floors in. Cicerone's exhausted, but won't stop digging. I'll just draft you and have you leave, I guess. I will stop you from being stupid. That's a threat. So we are 2.5 days away, or almost 3 days away, from being able to do another feast, which I'm not too concerned about. It's not like anyone's having any terrible mood problems. Almost all of the clay digging has been done. We have 2,000 clay sitting out there, which is an immense amount. Which means we can solely focus on trying to get the library and study group going. So, not a voted priority, it's just the priority. And all of the idle people will help to excavate these. One of the things I was thinking about is the void space in between these two like hallways we could turn into its own weird shaped bedroom. Like, I'm low-key okay with that. So maybe what I'll do is I'll excavate this void and put it into a bedroom as well. With like the door here. Once these two are built, that's something we can consider. Because why waste good walls? Right? Or at least that's my thinking. Oops, not there. Okay. Nope, still not yet. Jump with the gun. Pretty much everyone is in caps and winter clothing. We're just, short of wearing extra layers, we're about as clothed as we're going to be for now. And this is absolutely a group effort, which is looking good. Progress is moving. What other rooms are there unused? So we do have the fermentation room that hasn't actually become a fermentation room yet. I've just like been busy with stuff. But I guess I could do that now. So this was set to 3030. I'll just try to remember the fermentation settings. And then the fermenting stockpile, I'll move over as well. But yeah, there's a lot of other rooms that we haven't made yet. There is the religious rooms, there's an infirmary, there's, oops. So I'll go through the list now. Treasury, So we have a kitchen. We do not have a workshop. We have a library. We do not have a church of restitution. We do not have a no brethren temple. We have chambers and shared chambers. We have a great hall, no infirmary, no prison cells, no training room, no treasury. Spare room doesn't really count in my mind. Hey, Beggar. Please don't autosave and do a weird thing right now where, like, I can't actually talk to him and then he dies in my cellar. I mean, I know Quantum's hungry and all, but, like, I'd rather not him die down there. I think that's what ended up happening, which is why the last Beggar bugged out is, like, I tried to talk to him right as it autosaved, and it caused some weird sort of, like, Shadow Zone disparity where the game thought I already talked to him, but I hadn't. Something along those lines. Not 100% certain, but I have a suspicion that that's what the issue was. Yo, Radlock, don't go swimming. It's winter. Day sleeper. Let's have you go talk to Nothelm. That's a name. What's your full name? Nothelm Nelond? Yikes. Cool name, dude. Give the beggar something. Absolutely. What are we going to give you? Booze. I'm going to give you 5 booze. No, 3 booze and a roasted meat. Here you go, dude. Bye. Don't say I never gave you anything. All right, so we got furniture too for the quality bed linens. We could. So next research, I'll queue up now. Furniture 3 will be added to the bottom of the list. So we've got Entertainment 1, Armorer, Research 3, Rug Making, Wood Carving, Weapons, and Furniture 3. Anything else I want to add to this? I think it's a little late to do Icebox. I don't think we're going to actually research that fast enough for me to make meaningful amounts of ice this winter. I guess I could include merchant structures, but that just feels weird. I could do defensive structures for, like, gates. Or combat training. I'll do combat training. Combat training and defensive structures 2. Is it 2 or 3? I think it's 3. It's 3. Okay. So I'll include those in the polls as well if you want to vote for them. So the combat training really only helps if I actually have a functional combat training room for target practice and melee dummy practice. And then the defensive structures 3 is for gates and ornate tall gates, which then leads to drawbridges, fire traps, and portcullises or siege equipment. And then the training leads to a rally point, and then eventually to the large bell and war table. Have y'all pick. How have we not filled these floors in? We have these, like, weird gaping floors in the... I don't why? I'm just gonna force them to build them now. I kind of wish the game would allow you to have a floor underneath a door. Like, things could occupy... Like, doors didn't occupy the floor level as well. Because as a consequence of that, it, like, makes for some pretty weird game mechanic interactions. Because of that, like, floor level thing that's going on. Whatever. It's fine. So these bedrooms are progressing pretty decently. Now that we have, like, the footprint, I can copy paste them a little bit more easily than I could before. And how warm is it in the... Oh, it's 53 in the library? I mean, that's not warm, but that's not terrible. It's 60 in the shared chamber. Thank you for tuning in to Going Medieval Tower of Knowledge, which originally streamed live on Twitch. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you'd like to join my online gaming community on Discord, Rhadamant.com has a link to it, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. Special thank you to my Twitch subscribers, Patreon patrons, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. I hope to catch you next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow islanders.